operating procedure, all part of the job. He enjoyed his generous salary and the lifestyle it afforded him. An expensive car, a beautiful home, vacations sailing aboard his yacht. He knew better than to ask questions. Lately, however, things had changed. It was getting harder to do what was asked. The sums were too large, coming too often, a kind of untamed financial river overflowing its banks, growing more swollen by the day, and he, Carl Bildt, alone was tasked with taming it, with guiding it to calmer channels in distant lands. Others had noticed. Authorities had begun to ask questions. Diverting so much water could not be accomplished without drawing notice. And so, his dilemma. Bildt left the parking lot and guided his car west alongside the lake. The meeting was scheduled for 7:30 at the Villa Principe Leopoldo, the city's finest hotel, situated on park-like grounds on a hilltop overlooking the lake. The meeting would be no different from any other he conducted with clients several evenings each week. An aperitif, an exchange of pleasantries, then down to business. He would hand over a dossier with the most recent statement of accounts. Tonight, however, the dossier would contain something extra. There would be a flash drive attached holding the information he had promised, information valuable enough to guarantee him a new life. Then Carl Gustav Bildt would vanish. Gone in the blink of an eye, or rather, the click of a keystroke. The light turned red. Bildt slowed the car, stopping in front of the Art and Culture Museum. A pale man in a dark blazer stood at the curb. Despite having the right of way, he did not cross the street. He was looking at Bildt's car, at Bildt himself. The light changed. Bildt accelerated too quickly, leaving behind a patch of rubber. Calm down, he told himself. Everything was all right. The man hadn't been looking at him. Or had he? Bildt turned on the stereo, a bit of music to ease the nerves. Bach, the prelude to the first cello suite. Leaving the lakeside, Bildt turned onto the winding road that climbed to the Villa Principe Leopoldo. He was rewarded with a view across the lake, mountains rising steeply from its shores on every side, the water sweeping in a great azure crescent south into Italy. For a moment, transported by the music, the vista, he allowed himself to drift off, to float across the water, to imagine that he had not turned his back on his entire life, that he would not be a fugitive for the rest of his days. A look in the rearview mirror. A car drew close behind him, an Audi, black, 2 men inside. There was something about them. Bildt accelerated, taking the turns too quickly. The Audi matched his speed. Another look in the mirror. It was them. He knew it. He saw the construction site at the last moment. Barriers blocked the road. Behind them stood a backhoe and a pile of gravel. He swung the car hard to the right, narrowly missing the blockade. Bildt shot down a one-way road. Cars parked on either side, apartment buildings blocking out the sun. Ahead, a Beetle was stopped at the intersection. He braked and came to a stop behind it. And the Audi? Gone. Bildt sighed. Nerves. Everything was fine, just fine. A laugh. Relief. Ahead, the door of the car opened. A man exited, looked his way, and ran up the road. Bildt studied him. Odd. Why was he leaving his car? A moment passed before Bildt noted the urgency in the man's stride. It was, he decided, as if the man were running for his life. Bildt knew everything at once. The Audi, the construction site, the car blocking his path. A trap. Bildt threw his car into reverse. His foot slammed the gas pedal to the floor. His head turned to look over his shoulder. A way out. He must find a way out. Too late. At that instant, 50 kilos of Semtex plastic explosive, expertly packed in the car parked next to him, detonated. The force of the blast obliterated the automobile, launching it 20 feet into the sky and sending deadly scads of metal in every direction. The fireball enveloped Bildt, roasting him alive. A piece of steel